Countries are starting to slowly come out of lockdown, but when we look back on the past few weeks, how did the media do at covering different people's experiences of the pandemic? In the beginning, there was a kind of we're all in this together narrative, which is a nice idea until more and more people started losing their jobs and filing for unemployment. Meanwhile, rich people were able to run away to their vacation homes and buy out the supermarkets. Media quickly jumped into its role as a public service, telling us stay home, save lives. But that's a lot easier if you can work from home. What is it like if you're a single parent and all of a sudden you have to work from home and homeschool your kid? What does it look like if you're living in cramped accommodation with many other family members? Or worse yet, you're living in a homeless shelter or refugee camp. There were far fewer tips and tricks from the media for people living in these situations. Eventually, it became impossible to ignore the fact that the pandemic was impacting some people more than others. Typically, those who couldn't work from home and had to keep going out and exposing themselves to the pandemic to support their families. In both the US and the UK, it is disproportionately people of color and immigrants who are working these kinds of jobs, and disproportionately people of color and immigrants who are being exposed to and contracting COVID-19. Is it a coincidence? Probably not, given the structural inequalities and institutionalized racism in both countries. But now the question is, how is the media going to address these uncomfortable truths going forward? When the next crisis comes around, and it inevitably will, are we going to sit around and pretend that we're all experiencing it in the same way? Or are we going to face it head on, tackling these inequalities from the start in a way that shows that we really are all in this together, no matter who we are?